Morning and a very warm welcome to all of you on our session this morning. As you may be aware, we are having three sessions every day, one in the morning at 8 a.m., one in the afternoon at 4:15, and the third one in the evening at 7:45 p.m. All these sessions are for new seekers who want to understand what is Sahaja Yoga, how do we meditate here. There are several questions like, how is it different and what to expect, so on and so forth. So we try to address those questions, and of course, the most important bit of meditation is what we try in this small session every day. All these three sessions are in Hindi every day, only on session going on in English language for seekers who requested to understand in English. So today, those who cannot understand English, I apologize and request you to understand and attend the other sessions which are in Hindi. So today's session is a little bit different too because it's geared more towards the young folks, but in reality, it stands true for all of us. And there is a dire need to address what our young generation today is going through and why they need meditation and Sahaja Yoga. So there are some slides. Let's just go through them and we'll have a discussion that I'm sure makes sense for all of us. Post that, of course, we'll go for the meditation session as discussed. If you have any questions or you want to share something, you can do that on the YouTube chat or you can join the Zoom link. The link for that is given in the YouTube chat again. So, the proposition here is what? It's about a complete well being, total well being, by de stressing yourself, bring yourself into balance, etc., etc. Things that we have heard of, but nobody talks about it in totality, truly. Because sometimes it could be just, get some peace of mind, but for the rest of my life, I do something else or something like that. But it's about treating the roots of the tree to completely put the tree all right. That happens by something that happens very much inside. So we have to go to the roots to really troubleshoot us today where we are. And that is what we are talking about here, leading self by inner transformation. Today, the young are under immense pressure. Actually, everyone is because there's so much of a competitive environment all around. So much aggression, so much that we have to show to the world. And in all of that, a mad race starts. And it's a never ending thing, just go on and on in that. There's no peace, there's no enjoyment. It's not a very um, great place to be. Especially growing up, it can be really hard for young people because their minds are full of worry. They are thinking about the career, college admissions, and what my family thinks of me, what my neighbors and their family thinks of me, and someday somebody comes and talks, oh, he's doing that much, how are you doing, etc. These things lead to a lot of competition and mental projections of my success, what defines it. And people are working really hard to achieve that. And they're giving it everything that they have, even in jobs. Then you go into jobs, something that you think that you wanted and you work hard towards it. And then you go there and you realize, oh, I have to work really hard to beat others. And others are earning this much and all of that. So this one aspect of our life really takes us up completely. And you're all the time worried about career path and ambitions and what I'll achieve and all of that. It's just quite a lot of mind space taken by this. Of course, growing up at that age, one is worried about how they look, appear, and what others think of them, etc. And that's also a big chunk of the mind space, I would say. So all of this constant thinking and worrying leads to them being less attentive. Because if you're thinking all the time, you're not there, not in the present. And that's how you're not attentive, so you don't remember much. You become restless and impatient and irritable. And sometimes the older folks, when they talk to the young people, they realize that there's a great barrier in between. Something is not going through the brains only. So what's wrong here? Because they're not there, and the young think that these guys are not able to understand where we're coming from. The situation is much different than what it used to be for them, etc., etc. So that's how they are sort of a little irritable as well. That we call them being teen today. We were teens earlier as well. Our parents wouldn't allow us to be like that. But yeah, that is the situation of the young folks today. All of this thinking, mental acrobats, and this planning and ambition, all of this leads to a lot of stress. There are other reasons for this as well, but growing up, I would say these are the main things that are driving all of this thinking and processing and overthinking, sort of leading to stressful mindsets. Today, the effect of stress is easily understood. It's easily acceptable, and doctors talk about it all the time. You go to the doctors for even anything small, they might tell you it's your lifestyle and the stress and just relax a bit and all of that. So it's happening quite a lot today because many people have established this linkage between the mental being and the physical being. So we live on many planes. It's a physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. And as we said, it's about going to the roots to really understand the effect of one on the other. Shree Mataji Nirmala Devi, whose photograph you see behind me, she started Sahaja in 1970. And among the many talks that she had across the world to explain Sahaja Yoga and the chakras and meditation and what to really expect, she clearly talked about the modern lifestyles that are coming in and the effect of a particular type of person, what they think of, how they take, unnecessary stress, and what leads, what that leads to in terms of physical problems as well. So all of that was given by her. Now a lot of it is established through research, etc. So I would say many of the diseases that are mentioned here, uh, I think we know more of them that could be, caused by stress, but these are all these all build up in our young years. Maybe we don't realize and don't give it so much importance because the most important thing for us is something else we have to achieve and show to the world and all of that. But you get into a habit of being like this, of just running all the time, and you can't stop yourself. Then you go into jobs or your own business, and then you only know that one way of working. And slowly and steadily, all these things get built up inside us, and we get into many physical troubles. This is inevitable. This has to happen. The body has to respond to any sort of extremities. That is how we are built in. We go to any extremes, it will have an effect on the other side. There's a balancing effect that is brought in by the nature that has built us. It happens in the nature as well. So there are things mentioned like loss of sleep, etc., easily cured through Sahaja Yoga once you come into balance. So it is about bringing ourselves into balance, keeping ourselves all right. But you can't do that on your own. It happens because something happens inside us. Really, an inner transformation happens that makes this possible. There are some worrying things mentioned and some not. Heavy smoking, drinking. What is not mentioned is drugs. It's come in at a very young age, and the young folks are really struggling with these things. Sometimes they do this just to blend in with the others. Again, it's a environment that is leading them to do it, but many times it's about escapism. All of this mad working and running after something, you have to just escape for a while. That's how you get into these things. And very, very worrying situation for us. They say you have to work hard and pretty and party harder. It's something that just doesn't make sense. Why to work so hard that you have to party so hard? You can live a normal life, can't you? But it's just that the environment is like that, others are doing it, and then I won't be able to reach such numbers in life, and all of that kicks in. The young are also going through depression. I'm hearing of school children going through depression. It's a very, very worrying thing. And I'm sure as a humanity, as people who are taking charge of society, and so many of us need to think about something that is going wrong. We've achieved so much today in terms of science and development and whatnot. You just talked about it. We've gone there and done that. But If inside we are broken like this, then truly something is very wrong. So we are told that you have to stop stressing and start living our lives. Enough of all of this. You don't really need this. Somebody comes and consults and says, hey, just relax. Whatever you are doing is good enough. So don't take so much stress. But maybe for a few minutes, that's okay. Then you step out, you speak with someone, and you see something in it. But again, in that same zone, because your mind starts and it has to achieve something because others are doing it or something in that sense. Just it's a it's something that you can't get out just by thinking about it, just by pushing yourself in that direction. So then people move towards other avenues, which leads them to take out some stress. Many people exercise. They get into jogging or a sort of a strict regiment sort of thing where they don't think too much. And some thinking stops when you exercise as well. It's true. But it's the other extreme. Um, so, for example, there's a channel called Pingla Nadi inside us, the right channel. So, Sun channel, we do all our activities from that mental activity, physical activity. So, there's someone who's already working very hard in the offices and thinking too much and planning and all of that. That person starts exercising also. He's pushing that same channel again. I'm not saying we don't exercise, but the effect of this extremity when you do it too much as well is heart attack because the left side balances it. That's the balancing effect inside our body. That's how we hear of very fit people and CEOs and entrepreneurs living a great balanced life according to what we hear of. And they're getting into heart attacks because you have to have a balance in everything that you do. Cannot be just one-sided thing. Of course, the Indian classical art forms have a great effect on us. They are derived from a place of spirituality and they have an effect on chakras and nadis as well. But unless you are connected with the divine, these things may have a temporary effect only. That's how people move towards meditation. And today, many are doing that because meditation claims to be the only way to get out of this. I mean, that is what people say, that to get out of this Maya, this mad world, whatever I call that from, the only way is to achieve something higher, to look for something higher that will give us that peace and joy. Because truly we are searching for something. Maybe young folks, we think that we get into a college, oh, I'll be happy then. Oh, this job I achieve, I'll be sorted after that. I just these a few promotions and then my life would be set. Or this house or this, or I get into a job outside or something like that. Good family and I'll be happy. That family itself sometimes gives us heartburns. That job itself sometimes gives us the most pain in. So none of this actually leads to true happiness and joy of what we are looking out for. But we are searching something. We don't know what it is, but there is a search, there is a seeking that is going on all the time. And sometimes we realize that we have not achieved what we're looking for just by achieving something and then going next, next, next. And we finally come to a conclusion that none of this is going to give me the happiness that I was looking for. But by the time it's probably we are very old as well. It's best to come to that conclusion much earlier in our life by looking at others who have achieved quite a lot, and truly gauging them if they are actually happy. It's something that can short circuit the whole thing, and we don't have to go to the long route of. So today we see so many foreigners coming to India in search of something spiritual, something higher. They are more affluent. They have been in the past as well. And I think they have come to the conclusion much faster than us about these things. We are still in that zone of achieving and then coming to the conclusions. So, what is meditation? We talk of meditation, many people come to us and say, I meditate, but I don't know how to meditate. I can't meditate, or something I do, but it just doesn't work. How does meditation happen really? So there is no clear answer that people have, and that's quite unfortunate because the world comes to us in search of spirituality, and we ourselves are not sure what this is. Because there are many people that have come up and have had maybe half-baked knowledges, and they've talked about it quite freely. But it's our great heritage, the greatest heritage, I would say, that the land of yoga has, is about spirituality, the true meaning of yoga, the union with the divine, which is all of that knowledge is in our great country, and somehow we have completely lost touch with that. People think that meditation is concentrating on something. Maybe they concentrate here on a light or something like that. That's a mental activity. You have to go beyond this mind to be in meditation. Some people think chanting mantras leads to meditation, which is not true, or reading something, or uh, some breathing exercises lead to meditation. That is not true. Asanas, pranayamas, or all of these things, they were part of the Ashtanga yogas defined by Patanjali, the first who talked about it in the most detail. There's a book, large book that he's written, and he's described all the chakras and now he's there. And he's divided yoga into 8 parts. Yam, Niyam, Pranayam, Pratyahara, etc. The last is Ishwar Pranidhan, which is the most important thing, the establishment of God. So it discusses as first putting yourself into complete niyamas and live a life that is perfect and no wrong things, etc. And then you put yourself body all right. And one part of that was asana as well. Of course, pranayama as well. And all of these things were part of that. But the most important thing is actually Ishwar Pranidhan. That doesn't happen by these things. You do these things to put yourself all right. And then when the Guru decides, he gives you the realization. That was the one Guru, one Shishya Parampara tradition that we had. That one Guru would select one Shishya out of many he would test and give it to one person only. Because they wanted to be sure that they give it to someone who's worthy and will respect it and practice it properly. So that's how it was in the past, and that's how somehow this knowledge was a little bit secretive. It was not openly talked about. But then many saints actually wrote about these things, and we'll talk about it in a bit more. But meditation is not all of these things. Meditation is a state where you are thoughtlessly aware. You are in a state where there are no thoughts, but you can think if you want. You are completely aware. Nirvichar Chetna is what we call it. So why do we talk of thoughts? Because we are all the time thinking. Even sitting here listening to the session, you are thinking about something. It's a 24 by 7 by 365 by whatever age. Yeah, we completely cannot get out of it ever. We are all the time thinking. Even asleep, we are thinking and dreaming and all of that. Only 2 types of thoughts every time. Either it's something that has happened or something that is going to happen. It could be very recent as early as yesterday, or it could be months ago, years ago, or even our forefathers and history of humanity. You can go. And same goes for the future side as well. So it's all the time like a pendulum. We are going from one thought to the other. It's like a sine wave of waves of thoughts rising and falling. We jump from one thought to the other. We don't even realize that we have shifted to the next thought. And it's a train going on all the time. That's how there is no peace of mind. The peace of mind happens when these thoughts take a pause, a vilamp. And that is where we are in meditation, truly. Again, people say, how do I stop my thoughts? You can't do it. Something has to happen inside that makes this happening possible. So we have talked about thoughtless awareness, and something that is mentioned here is growth of awareness. That's a curious thing to mention here, because up until now we've been talking about just peace of mind and thoughts and how do I get into meditation and all of that. But why do I need to grow in my awareness? Humanity has come a long way, even from the evolutionary process that we think of, from unicellular amoeba to fishes and to reptiles and animals and birds and monkeys and then humans. It's been, I don't know, millions of years. But Even as human beings, we have evolved a lot. We have learned a lot as a collective. We know what is right, what is wrong as a collective. We know so much in science and art, and we have achieved quite a lot. But still, you pick up a any day's newspaper and you realize there's just so much bad out there. People are not right in their minds. And if there's a God Almighty who created this world, surely He thought of something better for all of us. Because this doesn't look like it's the ideal situation where we are in a position of truly being fulfilled in a way that we have achieved our highest. That's probably a question that many of us might have in our minds. There's one last leg left of our evolution, and that evolution has to happen in our awareness, not outside, nothing physically to show or anything. It's in our awareness that will grow. That is spiritually what we call you know, connecting with the divine, achieving our yoga, whatever name you call it by. But that is again something completely inbuilt. God has made us in a way that we can achieve it. And that is the last leg that we have to get to. And that's when we, if all of us achieve that, we become a much better society. So, what is so unique about Sahaj Yoga? Sahaj Yoga, the word itself, has a beautiful meaning and connotation. Yoga, the word, we have quite misunderstood. Many people think of yoga and they think of doing asanas, and we talked about it. So, we bit of it. Yoga, the word literally means the union. Now, the union of what? The union of our spirit that is inside all of us with the divine, Atma and Parma. That is what yoga is. That is what one has to achieve in the name of yoga. Now, we don't know how that happens, whether it has happened, how will I understand? Again, some things that we'll talk about very briefly. Sahaj. Sahaj means simple. Sahaj means spontaneous, that happens on its own. For example, the sprouting of a seed and it becoming a tree, all of this is spontaneous. You don't really time it or you don't pull out the primule, you don't do anything about it. Mother Earth knows what to do. The seed knows everything is inbuilt inside the small seed to become a tree. Everything is there. Just get sunlight and water and it becomes a tree. That's a spontaneous living process. All living processes are spontaneous. We are breathing right now, it's spontaneous. So all God's work in a way is spontaneous, is living. Only what we do is not spontaneous because it's not living. So Sahaj is something that is spontaneous yoga, union with the divine. It happens on its own. We don't do any activities in a way to achieve this. So then again, a question of how do I achieve this? So now there are many things to talk about, but let's just move on for a few minutes to our internal subtle system, and then we'll go for the meditation session. When we were in our mother's womb, 2.5 months or so, the divine energy that created us, you can call it by whatever name you like. There's a power of God, whatever name you call that God by, that entered through the top of our brain hair. There's a soft bone in early, uh, early borns, newborn babies, if you have seen. It's a very soft bone. Sometimes it even pulsates. No other part of the body does that because this is the place from where this energy entered inside. When it entered, the brain that we have is sort of a prism shaped entity, and this energy refracts into three parts. The one coming from the right goes to the left, which is shown in the blue color. It is called as the Ida Nadi. It is also called as the moon channel. The channel of our desires, all desires emanate from this channel. The channel of our emotions, all our emotions are here. Also, the channel of our past, all our past thoughts and everything that has happened is stored on this channel. Similarly, the energy coming from the left goes to the right, which is shown in the yellow color. It is called as the Pingala Nadi, the channel of sun, the channel of all our activities, actions, mental, physical actions, the channel of our future. Now, these two combined take care of our sympathetic nervous system on the left and right side. This power that we're talking about in these channels are in the subtle. We don't see them with our eyes, but they manifest on our physical gross self as well. So they manifest as the sympathetic nervous system. Then the power coming through the center creates the channel in between. It's called as the Sushumna Nadi. This is the channel of our present, we can say. And it creates these chakras, these flower-like things. These are called as energy centers, or many names probably given to them as well. But these chakras govern our complete being. These nadis and chakras govern our complete being on physical aspect, mental aspects, emotional and spiritual aspects. And even the plexuses, if you know, they're mostly placed in the places of these chakras. And after all of this creation, the energy comes and settles down almost at the end of our spine. There's a triangular bone called as the sacrum bone. And there the energy resides in 3.5 coils. Coils in Sanskrit is kundal. That means coils. So kundal is why the name came for this energy. And she's our mother energy, so she's called as Kundalini. Why she's our mother energy? Because she is our individual mother. All of us have actually one individual mother. And she resides there. Her only goal is to give us our second birth, our self realization. And she knows every single thing about us. So, why the connotation of second birth for self realization? In Sanskrit, a realized person is called as Dvijaha, means twice born. Also, a bird is called as twice born because the bird first sees the world as an egg. Inside the egg, it sees, okay, this is the world. Then it breaks through and sees the world for what it truly is. And that is what is going to happen to us when we get our self realization. A completely new dimension opens up, something that we were not aware of till now at all. So, how does that happen? This energy comes and settles down here. Awakening of this energy and piercing through the fontanelle bone area here again leads to our union, the yoga that we talked about, because this energy of God that we know is everywhere, uh, all pervading power of God. It's called as we say in Hindu religion, we've been taught kan kan mein Bhagwan. That means every molecule atom you have God residing, but you've never truly felt Him. So, how does that happen? When this piercing happens, this energy starts flowing through us, and we feel it for the first time. We feel the all-pervading power on our hands. Now it's a cool vibrations coming on our hands that we feel. It's a cool breeze sort of flowing that we feel. Why the cool breeze? It's a big question that comes to our mind. It's described by many actually. Adi Shankaracharya, the first Shankaracharya that happened to establish the four dhams and all of that, he wrote a book called Saundarya Lahari, means beautiful vibrations. Chaitanya Lahari is something that has been talked about in the past in our great country, of course. He says that when Mother's grace dawns upon us, we feel Salilam, Salilam Chaitanya. That means cool, cool vibrations. In Bible, it is called as the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost. In Quran, it is said that when Qiyamah's time will come, resurrection time, where hands will speak and will give witness against you. Of course, there are many other people alluding to vibrations, but something quite curious to say the hands can speak. So what happens is that when this power starts flowing through us and Kundalini is awakened, she works on these chakras and puts us all right. When she does that, whichever chakra is not all right, she's working on, we feel a little bit itching or heat coming out or a burning sensation sort of thing on those fingers. Because these fingers, these 5, 6, and 7, these are the spots of these chakras as are shown here. So we feel our chakras on our hands and we feel the vibrations coming out of the center of our palms. For the first time, we truly know who we are. So if we are somebody very much in the past, all the time thinking of the past too much, so we'll get a certain kind of vibrations in our hands. All that decoding is available in Sahaja Yoga. So we balance ourselves. We know how to cure ourselves. Itself, help us a little bit. In Sahaja Yoga, all of that knowledge is freely available. By the way, Sahaja Yoga doesn't charge for anything ever. So this knowledge comes to us For the first time, we know what chakras are not all right. For example, there is a very egoistical person. It's just bombasting everyone all the time, very angry, and you can't tell that person that, man, you are very egoistic. Please calm down a little because he'll hit you again. But once he gets this awakening, and everybody can get it, he would feel a strong burning sensation here on this finger and would ask, what is this for? Say, this is Agya Chakra. It is caught when people are very angry and egoistic and all of that. So that may calm down the person a bit, but he cannot correct himself truly. It happens by this power that starts flowing through us. There are ways and methods we learn in Sahaja Yoga to put our chakras, etc. All right. When Kundalini rises and she pierces through these six chakras and corrects them, our personality improves, our life improves, all aspects that we think may not be improved by something like this, all of that gets improved. And even sometimes people get rid of their diseases of cancer and all of that that has happened in surgery, but that's not the main criteria of, our talking about surgery. That's not the main point that we sort of talk about. But as a byproduct, many things happens to us. Um, so one might question that how can this awakening happen so easily for all of us? We talked about the old method of one guru giving it to one disciple, and such a difficult, they had a mechanism to first test and all of that. And so one can ask this question: how is it possible that we can get it? People living in their households. Shri says that in all of life there are one or two flowers. Today, blossom time has come, and all of those flowers have to become fruits. The time has come that this can happen very easily now for the masses. And we can understand, we talked about grave times, Ghor Kali Yuga, such bad things happening. If this doesn't happen to all of us, one doesn't know what's the way for us to become all right and really continue living uh, as a society, as human beings. Something definitely needed today. It's again something that is talked about 14,000 years ago. Bhrigu Muni, who's the father of astrology, wrote in his book Bhrigu Samhita. He talked of a time when, and that time translates to 1970 when Shree Mataji started Sahaja Yoga, when people can get their self-realization um, as household people. And he described a very beautiful time after that for them. In a book called Nal Damayanti Akhyan, um, it's a book about King Nal being separated from his wife Damayanti by Kali, whose yuga we live in. The king got hold of Kali and said, "You are so horrible. Let me just destroy you now because your time will come and people will suffer so much." And he said that, "Go ahead, O great king, but first listen to my importance. When my time will come, people who are searching for God in hills and dales today will be born as household folks and they will all get their self realization." Listening to this, the great king let him be. And that is the true case today. We are living in such times which are considered as Ghor Kali Yuga. We are so confused and so stressed out that we are all searching for something divine, something higher, something that will give us peace and bliss. Shri says, never before in the history, at one point of time, so many people were searching for spirituality. The time has come for all of us to get it and leave aside all our questions and doubts. If it is so truly, then we must snatch onto it with both of our hands and get this great knowledge that is freely available to all of us and completely transform our lives. There are many things to talk about these vibrations when they start flowing through you, what all you can achieve. It's something that you can learn with time. In the next sessions, probably you'll get to know more. But today, let's get into meditation, the most important bit. There are some steps that we'll first see with our eyes open before going into meditation. Later, we'll do these steps with our eyes closed. And first of all, if you're sitting on the ground, let's just see, we'll sit with our legs crossed and keep both of our palms open in our lap. If there's anything tight on your body, you can loosen it. We'll also take out our spectacles or hat or anything like that. If we're sitting on a sofa or a chair, we'll sit with both our legs apart, touching the ground, Mother Earth. In the next steps, we'll do some steps to balance ourselves. So the first step will put both our right hand on the Mother Earth and left hand open in our lap. Right hand on the Mother Earth, left hand open in our lap. We are made from the five elements and we use them quite a lot in Sahaja Yoga to bring ourselves into balance. We'll be using a few of them right now. Right hand back into our lap. The next step, left hand bent from the elbow towards the sky. Right hand in our lap. Left hand bent from the elbow. We'll bring the hand back into our lap. The next step, we'll put both the hands on the Mother Earth. Now, the next steps will all be done with only our right hand. Left hand open in our lap. Left hand will keep as it is in our lap. The right hand will place on our heart. We'll press it here so that we feel the heartbeat. As I said, let's just do the steps right now with our eyes open. Later, we'll do them with our eyes closed. In the next step, we'll place this on our forehead here. We are doing these steps to help our chakras a little bit. Press it from both the sides like you would in a headache and bend our head forward a little. We'll have some prayers in each of these steps. In the next step, we'll place the hand like this, fingers completely outstretched, center of the palm placed on the fontanelle bone area, and we'll press it hard. Pressing will move the hand in a clockwise direction so that the scalp moves along. While pressing the palm on the fontanelle bone area, we'll move it in a clockwise direction so that the scalp also moves along with it. Then we'll see vibrations coming out of our cool breeze coming out of our head, touching our palm here. We'll see that with both the hands, one after the other. And then we'll put our hands completely up towards the sky, push back our head. So these are all the steps that we'll do in meditation. One easy question that can come to one's mind is that, is this enough? Is this enough for me to get something so great that we're talking about? So the answer to that question is not. It is not enough. Shivaji Maharaj the Great once asked his guru, who was a realized soul, Ramdas Swami, how long does it take for one to get this self-realization? The guru answered by saying that the time you take to take your leg from one side of the horse to the other side. So that shan, he said, that very second it happens, but you need someone who can give it and you need someone who can take it. Shree Mataji Nirmala Devi is here to give it to us. Her photograph is very special and it emanates those vibrations, those chaitanya that makes this great happening possible inside us. For now, let's leave aside all these questions and doubts that we may have and just focus on achieving this great thing. If this is true, if this is so, if I can truly achieve something this great by this session, this meditation, then let's keep aside all our thoughts and questions. They have not really given us much in the life. And look at Shree Mataji's photograph with utmost respect. We'll open our palms in our lap. If we are sitting on the ground, we'll sit cross-legged. If on the sofa or chair, we'll put both of our feet apart in the ground. And look at Shrimati's photograph with utmost respect and humility. Because we are here asking for the highest of the highest. And we only achieve this by being someone who can take it. That is a person who ardently desires. So there has to be an ardent desire inside us, and that is all we can truly do about this. Slowly, we'll close our eyes, bring our attention inside. Again, our hands are to be open in our lap, and our attention inside, eyes closed. Now we'll not open our eyes till we are in meditation. Now we'll do the steps that we had just seen. We'll place the right hand on the Mother Earth. Left hand open in our lap. Right hand on the Mother Earth. Here we have to pray, Mother, please take out all the impurities of my left channel through the Mother Earth. Mother, please take out all the impurities and imbalances of my left channel through the Mother Earth. We'll also bring our attention to our palms and just see what is happening there right now. Mother, please take out all the impurities and imbalances of my left channel through the Mother Earth. Now I'll bring the right hand back into her lap and place the left hand bent from the elbow towards the sky. Right hand in her lap, left hand bent from the elbow towards the sky. Here we have to pray, Mother, please take out all the impurities and imbalances of my right channel through the ether element. Mother, please take out all the impurities and imbalances of my right channel through the ether element. Just see what is happening on both of your palms right now. Bring your attention to your palms. Mother, please take out all the impurities and imbalances of my right channel through the ether element. Now we'll place both the hands on the Mother Earth. Here we have to pray, Mother, whatever imbalances are still left in my left hands, please take them out through the Mother Earth. Mother, whatever imbalances are still left in my left and right channels, please take them out through the Mother Earth. Mother, please bring me into complete balance, into the center, into the present. Mother, please bring me into complete balance, into the center, into the present. Now I'll bring both the hands back into our lap and keep the left hand open as it is and do the next steps with the right hand. The right hand is to be placed on our heart. Right hand on our heart, left hand open in our lap. Here we have to say a great truth. Mother, I am the pure spirit. I am nothing else but the pure spirit. And this is the fact. because this mind, body, thoughts, personality, relations, etc., whatever we identify ourselves by, all these things are temporary, nashwar. The only eternal thing is the spirit inside us. So we say with full confidence that, Mother, I am the pure spirit. Mother, I am nothing else but the pure spirit. Now, as I am the pure spirit, I am not guilty of anything. We feel bad about something that we have done in the past and keep feeling guilty about those things. It really harms one of our chakras that doesn't allow us to feel the vibrations. Whatever wrong we think we may have done, we leave it to the lotus feet of God Almighty, who is the ocean of love and forgiveness, and we let Him take care of things. Not feel guilty at all. Can forgive everything that we may have done. So we say, Mother, I am not guilty at all. Mother, as I am the Spirit, I am not guilty at all. Mother, I am not guilty at all. Now we place this hand on our forehead and press it from both the sides across. We've placed it. Bend our head forward a little while pressing the forehead. Here we have to forgive everyone. We have to say that, Mother, I forgive everyone without remembering anyone, without thinking of anything in particular, just a blanket forgiveness to all, and really forgive. Say that, Mother, I forgive everyone. I forgive myself too. O God Almighty, if knowingly or unknowingly I have made any mistakes against you, please forgive me. O God Almighty, knowingly or unknowingly if I have made any mistakes against you, please forgive me. Now we bring this right hand to the top of our head, the fontanelle bone area, which was a soft bone when we were kids, and push back our fingers, place the center of our palms there, and press it. While pressing the palm, we'll move it in a clockwise direction so that our scalp also moves along with it. While pressing the palm, we'll move it in a clockwise direction so that the scalp also moves along with it. And we'll keep doing this slowly for a while and bend our head forward. While moving the hand, we will have to pray here and really ardently ask for our self realization. Without that, this great happening cannot happen. So we have to pray and request, Mother, please give me my self realization. Mother, may I please have my self realization. Mother, please give me my yoga, my union with the divine. Mother, may I please have my Atma Sakshatkar. Mother, please give me my self realization. Mother, may I please have my self realization. Mother, please give me my self realization. Stop moving the hand and bring it back into your lap. Keep both the hands open in our lap and our attention where our hand was just now. And sit for a few seconds in meditation now. There are no thoughts right now. We will raise both of our hands a little up in our, from our laps, bring them up to our heart level, and push back our fingers. Open our palms and push back our fingers. Now pay attention to the center of our palms. Is there a cool breeze coming out of one hand or both the hands? It can also be hot right now. Just watch it. Now we bring the attention to our fingertips. One or the other finger might have sort of an hand crawling, reaching sort of sensation in one hand or both the hands. These are our chakras being worked upon by Kundalini right now. Can bring the hand back into our lap. Now we bring the right hand again at the top of our head where we had pressed and moved the scalp and just raise a couple of inches above our fontanelle bone area and see if there's a cool breeze coming out and touching our palm. We move it back and forth, left and right. It will be coming from a particular place. It can also be hot. It can be a very subtle feeling, so let us look at it minutely. Bring the hand back into our lap. See the same thing from our left hand. Left hand just a few inches above our fontanelle bone area. Move it back and forth and see. If there's a cool breeze coming out and touching our palm. In the last step, we'll put both the hands completely up towards the sky, elbows straight, and open our palms towards the sky and push back our head. Here we have to ask one of these three questions three times. Oh God, is this the Param Chaitanya, Brahma Chaitanya? Is this the divine power of love of God? Is this the divine power that does everything? Any question three times you can ask. Slowly bring our hands back into our lap and open them. In answer to your questions, the vibrations would have improved on your hands. We'll once again keep our attention at the top of our head where we had pressed and sit in quiet meditation for a few seconds. We will slowly open our eyes now and look at Shree Mataji's photograph. Raise our hands up to our heart level and see the vibrations there. This is the thoughtless awareness state that we talked about, that we have achieved now. We'll bring both of our hands together in a namaskar and thank Shree Mataji and our Kundalini Mother inside for this blissful experience. Those of us who have recently joined, I would request you to continue attending the sessions for a while, as It sometimes take a while to really establish and understand the experience, understand some of the steps, etc. Even though that is not so important, the establishment of the vibrations is truly important. As I mentioned, we have 3 sessions every day, one in the morning at 8 a.m., one in the afternoon at 4:15, and one in the evening at 7:45 p.m. All these sessions are in fact in Hindi. Only on Sunday morning we had one session in English. You can attend any of these sessions to continue this meditation experience. Also, there are ways and methods to learn about how to meditate at home. Now that we have got these vibrations today, it's important that we keep them established by practicing meditation at home, 5 to 10 minutes in the morning, 5 to 10 minutes in the evening, and once a week in a collective sessions at a nearby center. How to meditate at home is something that you can learn by short videos given in the same YouTube channel or by joining the WhatsApp group that we have, wherein we regularly have some videos posted around that. The link to join the WhatsApp group is given in the YouTube chat, and the link for the YouTube channel is also given there. Collective meditation sessions are extremely important for us to grow and understand more. There are centers all across the world now. In almost all the cities of the country, we have a center. Please click on the link given in the YouTube chat to find out the nearest center and do go there. There are again no charges there. You don't have to pay anything to go there. This is for your own benefit. So would request you to attend these centers. Also, there is a YouTube channel for Shree Mataji's lectures where you can learn more and more about Sahaja. Shree Mataji has given thousands in Hindi, English, and Marathi. All of these are again freely available for us to learn more. We'll end today's session here. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Shree Mataji. Jai Shree Mataji.